Yesterday afternoon, we received an alert from the medical section that there is an outbreak of Ebola in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, I know many of you have a lot of questions as what is Ebola and how do I know whether I've contracted it and what should I do when I have any symptoms that are similar to this disease. So I've prepared a short presentation that we are going to have a look at this afternoon. First of all, Ebola is a virus disease. We have many types of diseases. We have bacterial caused diseases. We have virus diseases. This is one of the virus diseases that is known to mankind. It is very virulent. It is very dangerous. Mostly the people who contract this disease, the survival rate is very low. As you can see that the fatality rate is up to the range of 25 to 90%. And therefore, we have to be interested in staying safe from contracting this disease. As we will learn later in this presentation, there is no treatment or cure yet known for Ebola. So the best line of defense for all of us is, first of all, to stay safe from contracting it. So we'll have a look at how can it be transmitted. Ebola can be transmitted through contact with blood or body fluid and tissue from infected persons or corpse. So anybody who has Ebola can transmit it to you through contact with the same person through those mediums I've just stated there. It can also be transmitted through contact with dead animals or infected animals. I have put photos for you of the most notorious carriers of this Ebola virus. We have the chimpanzees, and these are, by the way, very many in the Republic of Congo. We also have the bats. Bats are everywhere. We have bats even in our vicinity, in our camps. In the north side, we have places which is infested by bats. If you come into contact with these chimpanzees or bats, or if you eat meat which is contaminated with this Ebola virus, you stand the risk of contracting this disease. It can also be transmitted to the healthcare workers when they are handling this in the quarantine areas. The healthcare workers have to stay safe since they can also contract the Ebola virus. The most important thing that we need to have a look at is the symptoms of this disease. You will notice that in the first day, maybe to the 6 days, one will not show any symptoms. If you stay close to somebody who has Ebola, you might never know from the first day to the 6th day. But on the 7th day, they will always report fever, fatigue, and muscle soreness. By day 10, you should be experiencing sudden high fever, vomiting of blood, and very passive behaviors. By the time it is day 11, we have a bruising brain damage, bleeding from nose and mouth or any other body openings. By the time it is day 12, we have loss of consciousness and internal bleeding, and it can also lead to death. The incubation period for this disease is 21 days. So from the day somebody gets infected with this disease, it will take up to 21 days maximum for the virus to be full blown in their body. We have already discussed the symptoms of EVD: very high temperatures. Dehydration is one of the clinical evidence also on the third to the 6th day. And now we have the hemorrhagic, which is the characteristic of this Ebola virus. People bleeding from, you'll find somebody bleeding from their eyes or nose or where they had any injection in their bodies. How do we prevent it since there is no cure for this Ebola virus disease? The system that has been used previously when we had this outbreak in West Africa is the quarantine of patients. The government sets up some places, and then these patients are quarantined. People who have been known to have contracted this disease or to have been in close contact with patients who have died of Ebola are quarantined from the other part of society. Since we don't have any treatment, we focus on risk reduction and prevention. We have to avoid contact with patients or body fluids from people who have died from Ebola. Avoid contact, as I have already said, with corpse and their body fluids. Avoid contact with animals, including primates, monkeys, and forest antelope, rodents, and bats. Whether they are alive or dead, you'll want to stay away from eating bushmeat as long as this outbreak is still active. We have to wash hands regularly with antiseptic soap. This is a very good concept that we have to follow. If you have to travel, the best thing is to avoid traveling to the DRC at this particular time. But if you have to travel because maybe you are coming from the DRC or you are traveling on essential travel, you have to avoid or wash and peel fruits and vegetables before consumption. You will also consider avoiding sexual intercourse. You have to avoid habitats which is populated with such things as bats. Identify appropriate in-country healthcare and resources prior to traveling to the country that you are going. Ensure that all your travel insurance and cover medical evacuation in the event of illness or accident in order to limit exposure to local health facilities. If you are in any case you conduct Ebola, you will not be allowed into any normal healthcare facility. So your line of defense is to stay away and try and protect yourself from conducting this virus. As I've already said, there is no drug or treatment for Ebola. Agencies like the World Health Organization are working on development of vaccines, which are not yet authorized, especially in the European Union. But in 2014, the World Health Organization authorized the use of whole blood or plasma from EVD survivors. People who survived Ebola can now give blood transfusion to other patients, and it has been found to work previously in West Africa in 2014 and 2015. The support that we are going to give you as staff in the mission is that each staff will receive a temperature gun. You will be checking your own body temperature regularly. We will also provide you with hand sanitizing gel. And if you are taken ill, do not come to the clinic. Don't go to our level 2 clinic. Just call the hotlines that I will provide. And another thing is that avoid body contact between you and other colleagues. Avoid contact with others as much as possible. No handshakes at this particular time until this situation is over. I've provided you with the telephone contacts, hotlines, in case you have any concerns, whether you are in the mission or out of the mission. You can call the level 2 hospital. Also, you can contact the UN security. As we end this presentation, Ebola, as I've already illustrated to all of us, is that it's a very deadly disease. You'll want to stay safe. You'll want to protect yourself. You'll want to be safe for your family. We are in a mission, and you want to go back to your country in one piece. So I'll urge all of us, I'll provide you with the slides. I'll provide you also with more resources. You can look up to the World Health Organization website. You'll get more information there. And any more concerns, we can still interact with our medical doctor and get more information and be alert and be safe, so that at the end of the day, after this outbreak is over, we are all in one piece and we are all staying safe. This brings the end to our presentation. God bless you.